Hi everyone, welcome to Multimodal Weekly. This is a virtual webinar series hosted by the team at TwelveLabs. For those of you who are new, we've been meeting on a weekly basis over the past two and a half years now. Here's some of the topic that we tend to cover on a weekly basis. A lot of folks coming from the research background shared their papers and new research direction in the domain of multimodal AI and foundation models. Web developers building technologies on top of our models share a variety of different projects that they build, application, startup founders, developers, etc. in a variety of different verticals. Occasionally, we also have tutorials and guides from our internal team on how to use the technology, platform, and APIs. This is some example session that we did last month. You can see a bunch of, mostly developer projects, hackathon projects built with our technology. We've been making a quite a big push on this domain over the past, quarter. So super excited to see how, underground developers are using our API technologies to tackle a very different application in wide-ranging domains. For today's session, number 97, we'll have three presenters, three presentation. All of these are actually projects built with TwelveLabs API from a recent hackathon that we did in Houston, Texas, in the HackRice hackathon. So I'll do a quick introduction for the presenters quickly, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So the first group, Ahnaf, Zabia. I don't think Vladislav is here, but Nikhil and Adam are here. So they will present their project.
So Vlad couldn't be here today, unfortunately. He had a family urgency, but yeah, we should be able to take care of the rest.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah. They will present their project called HootHive, which is an AI-powered lecture summarization summarizers that process video content using TwelveLabs Pegasus model. It is built with a Streamlit application that allows users to upload lectures, generate chapter timestamp, create summaries and notes, and perform Q&A search within video content. It has practical features such as the Discord bot integration and automated study material generation. The second presentation will come from Roman Hodgson, Victor Sim, and Zui Fan. They will present their work called TouchGrass, which is a burnout prevention application built with React frontend and convex backend. It tracks developer well-being through multiple data sources, including webcam mode detection, GitHub commits, linear project management, and Wakatime coding activities to calculate burnout risk scores. It leverages TwelveLabs Pegasus model for sophisticated mood analysis from webcam videos and derive the burnout risk calculation. And finally, we'll close out the session with a project from Sahas Sharma, Sai Chauhan, and Sunay Shihan, who will present the work called Doculabubu, an AI-powered telehealth assistant that helps patients remember and understand their doctor visits through intelligent voice query and video analysis. It processes Zoom telehealth recordings with both Marengo and Pegasus and allows patients to ask questions about their visits using voice query, returning timestamp video clips and with answers. So that's the agenda that we have today. Just quick logistical note for the attendees. Feel free to send your question on Zoom chat and I can surface that to the presenters as they, presenting and look into it. And then we'll have a short, maybe 3 to 5 minutes Q&A after the session finish. So with that, I will stop sharing my screen and I will let the first group, I assume is going to be Ahnaf. You guys want to go ahead and share the screen?
Yes, let me just share my presentation.
Yep.
Okay. So, hey everyone, my name is Nikhil.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Ahnaf.
And together we're bringing you HootHive. So, have you ever felt buried down by hours of lectures? Well, that's exactly what college students face on a daily basis. They face challenges in efficiently reviewing and retaining information from their hours of lectures that they attend every day. Common problems include information overload, limited retention of information, fragmented study resources, and limited collaboration among peers. So, to solve this problem, we have developed an AI-powered learning assistant that transforms recorded lectures into structured, accessible, and collaborative study resources. Now we can move on to the demo.
So I'll be going over the demo. Let me just share my screen over here. So as you can see, this is our user interface over here. When you first visit our website, you will be presented with the option to drag and drop your own lecture videos from your own PC, or you could have the option to just select them from like the index database from the TwelveLabs API website. For example, in our case, we have this set up this database in TwelveLabs HackRice, and we'll be using that. So let's just select a random video, let's say quantum physics. And when I click on generate timestamps, it will go through the video. It will do some processing in the background. You can see my code over here. It will just start going over the videos, iterating them. And in shortly, you should be able to see like the timestamps. These are the timestamps. And now we can generate video segments for each of these timestamps. It usually takes some time, but yeah, we should be good. You can see that it's going through all of the video files and it's breaking them up into different chunks, and you can see all of the code that's happening in the background. And voila, there we have the different video segments classified due to the different timestamps. You can even play the video. I guess I'll just set up my audio up a bit. So we generated a set of timestamps. Oh, just a second. We generated a set of different video segments along with the timestamps. Then we can move over to the video Q&A interface. From there, we'll also select the video that's currently in the index, the quantum physics video. And let's say I don't have any idea, like let's say suppose you are just like me, you just cram before your exams and you just want to know like what's actually the video about. So let's just ask. We wanted to actually show and demonstrate our project real time because we can have different tabs set up with all of the different results that's being displayed, but that just wouldn't look as good. That's why we wanted to do this real time. So please bear with us. It might take some time. And when you click on generate summary, it's going to give us a detailed summary of the video. As you can see. And next, let's just generate some chapter-wise notes. Let's say I'm just too lazy to go to Quizlet or those other quiz websites which are paid most of the time, and you're also like a broke college student like me. So it's going to give you a summary of different segments of the video. Alongside, it's going to retrieve a specific snippet for you to review, so that the idea behind it is so that you don't have to review like hours and hours of lecture, and you just kind of focus on the important part of it. And you can also download this video, and let's just give you also a short demo. So you get the idea. And now when you hit on generate highlight, it also does the same task for you basically, but there's not the summary. It's just like the different video snippets for you to review. As you can see, these are the different highlights, and it's going to generate highlights for all of the different timestamps that I've showed you earlier. But due to the sake of the demo, we are not going to go over all of them because it's going to take some time. And you can also filter like the number of results you want for like the chapter wise notes. Also like the type of analysis, standard search, enhanced analysis, or with video summary. So these are all the features you have got with our application. And lastly, when you go to the study materials tab, you can see it's still running. Streamlit is kind of slow. That sucks. Yeah, there we go. And since we already have the video selected, we don't have to go through anything. Just hit on generate flashcards, and it's going to do the work for you. There we go. And this is the flashcards generated. Let's say what is quantum physics primarily concerned with. I can just make up the answer in my mind, and when I'm ready, I can just also see the answer, and it will show me the correct answer. This is a set of flashcards you can generate, and you can also generate a study PDF. I'll also come to that. And you can also generate like chapter-wise quizzes. Man, I wish Streamlit was faster. Okay, so here we are. These are the set of quiz questions. I can just manually practice on the website, and I can also download them and also share with my buddies. Let's say I selected that answer, and I can also like see within the website what are the correct answers. And once I'm done with those, I can actually generate a study guide PDF. Let's say I want to share with my friends, and it will also go through some of the process and it'll do that. And you can see it's generated. Let's see on download, and this is the kind of PDF we are getting. These are like the chapter-wise breakdown, key highlights, study flashcards, along with the answers, of course, and the quizzes. So next up comes like while a lot of softwares are there which can generate study resources, not a lot of them can actually integrate with the student platforms or like the kind of social media platforms students use on a regular basis to do group studies, maybe those late night study sessions you do with your buddies. So for that, to keep them, we have kept that in mind, and we also developed a Discord bot, which can actually share this generated PDF in your Discord server. And this is the bot we have. It's called the Hoot bot, and came up from the idea of came up from the name of the mascot. And when you hit on send to Discord, it's going to send it to you real time. And I should it do because I want to show you that it's real time. It's 17 October this time, and just wait a bit. PDF sent to Discord. There you go. We have got a new study PDF being sent to Discord, and we're done with that. That's mainly all of the features of our application that I just went through with you. And I'm gonna that's for the demo part of the video, and I'm gonna pass it to Adam from Nikhil to talk about the technical architecture. Then Adam can take over.
Yes, let me just share my presentation again. Okay, so this is the architecture that we've used for our project. So we upload videos using the TwelveLabs API, and we're using the Marengo 2.7 model to generate, to index and generate vector embeddings, which is used to search for relevant content throughout the video. We're using the Pegasus 1.2 model to summarize any content throughout the video and generate all the summaries that you guys saw in the demo right there. We're using the MoviePile library to basically trim down long videos into short clips, which users can use to learn about specific content. we're using the Gemini API to basically generate all those flashcards and quizzes that you guys saw. And we're using the Discord bot to enable sharing information and study resources with Discord groups and servers, as you guys saw. And we obviously are using a Streamlit frontend, which is apparently extremely slow, and a fast API backend. On to Adam.
Now, coming to the impact of our project, first time it saves time studying. Instead of watching a whole lecture, you can jump right to the parts that actually matter. It's a big time saver, especially like before exams. Next, better notes. The system can automatically generate the summaries and even QA flashcards. So it's super helpful for reviewing and remembering key points. Then we have easy sharing. You can share your notes or show clips from the lectures with friends or your study group, so everyone benefits. And finally, for future potential, we're thinking about adding features like cross-video search and personalization study recommendations, so it could get even smarter over time.
And that's all we have. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, guy, for the demo and walking over some implication of the application. I think the both the Discord bot and then the PDF generation was very impactful and like actionable step, right? To let student consume the quiz and the study card in even more efficient way. I think there was one question from Vikash on the Zoom chat, if any of you want to take. He asked, how were the timestamp identified for a given video?
It's basically done by like the Pegasus and the Maringo model available on TwelveLabs. So it pretty much does the job for you. So if you want to like take a look at the detailed functions, we can also go over that. But yeah, that's pretty much being done by TwelveLabs intuitively. So.
Awesome. Any other quick question from the audience? Great. If not, then yeah, thanks, HootHive group again for going first and present your work. If there's any further question, feel free to send that in the chat and they can answer it. Next step, I want to invite the group with Rohan, Victor, and Zui. You guys want to share your screen?
Sure. Wait, do you want to share your screen for the slideshow, or do you want me to do it?
Sure, see on the call or not.
Is Dewey here? Yeah, he's.
Yeah, me. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
I think Roman, you muted, so I'm sure.
Yeah, Roman, your mic is off.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just asking if you can see my screen.
Yep, we can see it.
Awesome. So for HackRice, we built TouchGrass to proactively prevent programmers from experiencing productivity pitfalls. The problem is that as software engineers, we spend a lot of time on the computer. We don't usually go outside, and we aren't prone to socializing. And our work is often very cognitively demanding and stressful. And so I think this is the perfect cocktail for burnout. And we saw an opportunity for this particular part of society to make an impact. And of course, the number is going up. It seems like there might be a trend of more burnout over time. And there are some apps that prevent burnout by sort of tracking your time, how much you work each day on your computer. but they don't capture the full picture of what goes into burnout. I believe the research on it shows that it's less about the amount of time that you spend working and more about your subjective mood and your stress. And of course, if you want to properly forecast burnout, you actually need to know the outputs that are used to measure it, which are your energy levels, your productivity. And so that's, one of our competitors, Rise, they don't actually track this. And so that's why we built TouchGrass to see the whole picture. Do you have the demo up?
No, I don't have the demo, but
I think we can just show the video from dev post now. Just that'll be fine.
Okay, great. Let me pull that up.
Hello, this is Dewey.
I'm Roman.
Here's the prevent
Just to check, you guys can hear this video all right?
Yes, we can hear.
TouchGrass.
Yeah. So background, a few semesters ago, I took on way too many projects on top of school, and I didn't have enough self-awareness to realize that my candle was drawing thin. So that's why we built TouchGrass to help developers everywhere have more self-awareness of their work-life balance and proactively monitor for signs of burnout.
Good. So here's our dashboard. So on the right side, you see the TwelveLabs AI analysis. This feature, it will record every 10 seconds. It sends straight to TwelveLabs to analyze your mood based on the footage.
Mm-hmm. And we also have a smaller model that's local to your browser that detects when you're at your desk to see when you're taking a break. So
yes.
Live updates.
Mm-hmm. Go to the integrations. So we have linear integrations.
Linear is a project management tool, and you can use it to, it's sort of a proxy for developer productivity by seeing how many story points you're crushing each cycle. And that feeds into our burnout prediction model.
And here's Wakatime. So Wakatime is the VS Code extension, IDE extension that tracking your coding times between languages and projects to know which time you spend the most on each project and which language you use the most.
And finally, to get some more insight into how much you're coding, we also connect to your GitHub to see your GitHub commits, and especially whether you're doing some past midnight commits.
So in the overview, you see I'm almost burned out. We can go. Yep. So here's the analyst of the coding time. This is GitHub commit patterns. So let me switch to last 30 days. So you see here I have 20 late night commits and 26 weekends commits.
You gotta take it easy, Dewey.
Yes, sir. So you see over here, it shows your potential burnout indicators. We have break analysis. So when you take breaks, when you remove out the screen, it counts as a break. So it's track your breaks. And you see here, I take not enough breaks. It says your average break is slow. And burnout risk history. So I used to more burnout based on this graph, and my burnout risk is like decreasing over time.
Yeah, nice
so
work.
It's good. Yeah.
So we're using Convex for the back end. This is a platform as a service that provides real-time interactivity out of the box and full stack type safety. We connected this to TwelveLabs, Auth0 for authentication. We're using React built with Vite on the front end with Tailwind for styling and Chetcn for some components. Anything else we used?
That's all I think.
Yeah.
Yep. We also have a PDF export, so we forgot about that. but it just exported to a PDF for, sharing with others, to the doctors if they wanted to.
Yeah. And in the future, it would be really cool if we could extend the project, add more data collection sources, and collect a bunch of users and collect a bunch of data from them in a privacy-preserving way. That way, we could iterate on the burnout detection model and actually validate against real user data. So we could see, like, okay, let's say we connect people's sleep data. When users get less sleep, does this increase the chance that their linear velocity is going down over time? So that would really make this project scale up.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And TouchGrass. Great. Oh, I have a couple more slides actually. Victor, do you want to improv these last few slides, or do you want me to go ahead and cover them?
I think you got it covered.
All right. So yeah, I think we covered the tech stack a little bit in the video, but this is a sort of visualization of that. I don't know. I think Dewey made these diagrams. I guess we can answer more questions about it at the end. But our backend is convex, and we're connected to all these sorts of sources of information. We send off to the TwelveLabs API. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's it. Thanks, and go touch some grass.
Okay, great. Thanks for walking over the presentation again.
Of course.
Yeah, any question from the audience? It looks like people really enjoy watching it.
Thank you.
Can you talk about any details on the choice of using convex backend? How is that like performance-wise? Like, why is it a good, maybe like a good solution for your application?
Yeah, so especially for a hackathon project, you really want to prioritize technology that does a lot of things out of the box for you. And Convex, it already covers a lot of things. It covers authentication, even though we use .0. Has like, gives you components where you can do various things. Blob storage, we use blob storage to store 10-second video clips to send to the TwelveLabs API. Because I think I wasn't able to send them directly to the TwelveLabs API. And it also, one thing I personally really like is that it provides full stack type safety out of the box. And so you don't need to like set up like Drizzle with your like, Postgres database and then like connect that to your like TypeScript front end and make sure like your server actions it's just kind of like all in one big package, if that makes sense. Yeah, do you have any thoughts?
Some more about it? So since like beside the traditional, like if you use like an ORM like Drizzle, if you use Convex, they have a WebSocket connection straight to the database. So if you make any change to the database, it will like re-render right away without, refreshing the page to like crawl the new data from a database again.
Super useful. We actually chose Convex for our capstone project this semester, making like a GDP forecasting dashboard, and that was super helpful because we don't need to worry about syncing that data up.
Great. I think because Shem, now a quick question here. Were there multiple model being used? Is there an agent in the mix? Can you answer it?
Nope, no agents.
I think you mentioned you were using a small local model to capture activities at the beginning of the presentation, right? Can you talk more about that?
Yes, we use a really small model that's run on TensorFlow JS, so which is like a TensorFlow but in JS, and we call a package called Face API, and they have some like already built model to detecting, face in the camera. So if the face is detecting in the camera feed, we will detect it. And then if it's not recognize any faces, we will recognize it as the person is not at the desk anymore or taking a break.
So another follow-up question on that is how does it help Pegasus to perform the analysis better? Like the combination of like face detection and video language model, like how does it improve the performance and accuracy of your results?
Yeah, so the local model, we use that to record when you're at your desk and when you're not. And so that's how you get this little like live indicator, because it's very fast. But for the for the like mood analysis, that's going to be a little more. We wanted to use Pegasus for that, TwelveLabs, because it's a little more subjective. I don't know. We just figured it would take more compute, and so that's sort of asynchronous. You don't get a live update or live indicator for that.
Mm.
That sort of answer your question?
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay. I think if there's no other question, then yeah, thanks again, Roman's team for walking over the demo and the architecture design. Very interesting application of our technology. The analytics component, I think, is very interesting, combining a lot of different data sources to make the outcome a bit more quantitative, right, and capture the insights that you can get from TwelveLabs answers. Right? Yeah. So with that, I will pass the mic to the last group. So Sahas and Tim, you guys wanna choose who's gonna present?
Yeah. Sai, can you get it up and rolling, please? All right. First off, I'd like to thank you, James, for inviting us today. Thank you, everyone else, for pulling up. We're very excited to show you the power of Doculabubu. That is what we call our project, our hackathon project. But yeah.
Just 1 second.
No problem. Yep, Labubu.
Let me rejoin the meeting real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. In the meantime, we can like do some introduction of the team and what is.
Yeah, 100%. So, hey guys, my name is Sahas Sharma. I'm currently a master's student in computer science and artificial intelligence here at University of Texas at Dallas. Sunay.
Hey guys, my name is Sunay. I'm a CS undergrad at UTD as well. And yeah. And Sai, can we introduce Sai?
Yeah, we'll introduce Sai on his behalf. Sai is Sai Chauhan. He is also a undergrad in computer science at the University of Texas at Dallas. But yeah, okay. He's joined. Perfect.
Yep.
Alrighty. All right. So let's introduce Doculabubu. All right. Transition. All right. So now why Doculabubu? Basically, you get to speak, see, and remember. We get to map questions that are right for visit moment for friendly, accessible care. This is built with customer-obsessed convenience. Now, our customer clientele that we're targeting is the elderly. That was what we were like aiming for. So questions such as like, how I forgot like how often to take my medication, or what are some side effects of our medication? These type of questions can be solved using our application. Tap. Now, how does our application work? Well, we have auto recordings. So Zoom visits that are saved automatically with no extra work. This keeps our application end to end. We have a voice Q&A where you can get to ask questions directly, get short video clips and summaries. We also have health records, which is FHIR ready data for easy integration into any type of nurse scribing methods. We also have a care plan, which is a personalized next steps and a medication timeline. We also have a gamified learning, where it's like a 3-part teach back game with like reminders associating to like adding hints to like how you're supposed to take your medication, when you're supposed to take it, everything about your telehealth visit.
All right,
Now let's go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. All right, so now why is our project relevant? So we hit 2 target audiences. The first being, as Sahas mentioned, the patients, so the seniors and the caregivers, as they can remember exactly what happened during their virtual appointments. And our second audience is nurses and doctors. So they don't have to, it saves their time as well, because they don't have to, again, remind their patients of what medication to take, what frequency of it they need to, how often do they need to take the medication, and it saves everyone's time. So yeah, we simplify healthcare with video grounded recall and not some generic LLM API called responses. Yeah. All right, so yeah, we empower patients to understand and truly remember their treatment. And even if they can't remember it, we remind them through Pegasus and Morango. We have video receipts, and we don't have to navigate any complex menus. I mean, we'll see through the demo shortly how easy it is to use our app. We have grounded answers, and we use BERT scores as kind of as a evaluation metric to make sure that our responses are factually correct and we're not just giving out whatever response we get. Yep. Now, as for use cases, as mentioned before, seniors who struggle to remember medication, caregivers managing these patient visits, patients with complex care plans requiring detailed follow-up, and telehealth providers looking to enhance patient understanding. Like pretty much we hit both ways of appointments, right? The ones who are giving this medication and the ones who need to take them. And that is exactly what Doculabubu is targeting.
So now let's talk about the tech stack. So our front end uses pure HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Our backend relies on Flask completely. The different technologies we use Google Cloud for our database using buckets, and we use TwelveLabs, Morango, and Pegasus, as we already said. We use Gemini for some of the features in our app, and we have integration with Zoom to make sure it's end-to-end. So not only does our Zoom integration automatically download meeting recordings, but it also sends it to our database immediately. This generates that video along with the segmentation through Pegasus, which is then used by our app, by our users. And so this is basically the data pipeline. Again, it goes from Zoom to our database to TwelveLabs. We use WebSpeech API to query that TwelveLabs using Morango and Pegasus, which then sends it to Flask, again, through TwelveLabs and to Gemini, and back to Google Cloud to save that data over time. So now let's do a quick little demo. So when you open our app, this is what you see. You can either upload a visit recording or have one already sent to you by your doctor, again, through that automated Zoom API. So down here, if we see what we can do, we can click to speak and it will answer our questions. What are my medications? And this will be processed using Pegasus. And in the background, it's querying that Pegasus using this natural language. And it's also generating that file report that we said. This file report is what takes the majority of our processing, not only because we have to validate it, but we have to make sure it's eligible to that standard. And so this report can then be sent to other healthcare providers, including third parties. So not only does it save the doctor time, it also allows you as a patient to gain more access over your healthcare. While this is processing, let's go ahead and look at another feature, next steps. Right in the corner here, we can see our next steps. This uses Pegasus to generate text-based summaries and Gemini to understand what to do next. As you can see, it tells us what medication we have to take, when to take it, as well as the amount of dosage. It also says side effects and the duration we'll be taking this. It also gives us updates about how we should
diet ourselves, and manage our follow-up appointments. This is really important, not only to see what you can do really quickly, but it's also really important to understand that you have this available to you at any point in time. So we'll just wait for the processing to finish here. It does take a little bit, again, because it's generating that file report and it's using Marengo to get those video segments. Now, one of the most important features of our app was that we're completely voice focused. And so everything is done and queried using your voice and not, you're not just typing to a chatbot. We want to make sure that our app was very personal to make sure that you trust it. And that's why we're using those video segments, not only so you get those video receipts from information you trust from your doctor, but also you're seeing that you can trust it because it is from your doctor. And so here's a sample response. What are my medications? And it has a doctor's response that's generated from Pegasus. Marengo also creates a video segment, but we'll look at that again later. Here's our sample file report, and this is a JSON format that we can send to a different healthcare provider, again, so we can get healthcare really accessible. Now, there's one last feature, and it's dark mode. But this isn't just your regular dark mode. This dark mode is a memory quiz assessment. Not only can we can test our recall, but we can also learn from our mistakes without real consequences. Now, this uses Gemini as well as Pegasus again to generate questions based on the current telehealth video that was sent. And so this question, what is the main purpose of hydralazine? Now, I'm not sure I really remember the answer to this question. So why don't I try getting a hint? Getting hint queries, again, Pegasus and Marengo to generate a video clip from the telehealth visit. As you can see, it says the exact moment from the visit will answer this question from 43 seconds. And if we open the video at 43 seconds, we can see.
Okay, so hydralazine is a medicine that's used to treat high blood pressure. Basically, it relaxes the blood vessels so that blood can flow through your body better.
So now we know that it reduces our blood pressure. So the answer to this question is to treat high blood pressure. Now, this is really helpful, not only to learn from your telehealth visit, but do the active recall with teach-back training. And that concludes our demo. We want to say thank you again for this opportunity to present this during this webinar. If you want to contact us, we have those emails there. And if you have any questions, we'll welcome any questions too.
Yeah, any questions, just drop them in the chat. We'd love to answer them.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks, Guy, for very fun demo and explanation of the key capabilities and the features. The static quiz, right? I think that's pretty cool. Not static quiz. The assessment quiz, the dark mode. It's got a yeah.
Yeah, this was definitely our favorite part as well.
Yeah, I assume it's like somewhat similar to. You said using Gemini and Pegasus, right?
Yeah, so it uses Gemini with pedantic models, so it's able to generate these quizzes very accurately based off the Pegasus transcripts.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I think it's kind of similar to like the first group, right? Approach of generating static quiz for the project. I think the title of your presentation is like combining Marengo and Pegasus together to enrich this workflow. From your observation, like how does these two models can work together, right? To like what's the unique capabilities of each from your experience working with APIs?
So if we go back to the part where it generates this like file report, basically what it's doing is querying Pegasus at first to get that video transcript, which it then queries through Gemini. At the same time, it queries through Pegasus. So not only do you get a summary of the doctor's response from Pegasus, but it also gets the video clip itself from Marengo. And then again, Gemini comes in with that medical data for the file report. And what takes so long is validating all three of these together and making sure that all three are accurate and we're not just feeding our users false information, because that medical information is so important.
Yeah.
And so it was really easy to integrate all three of these technologies. The API calls make it really simple because the response format is really, really useful.
Yeah. Our main thing was keeping our application end to end. So like, as if you, like, we're on a Zoom call right now, imagine this was a telehealth visit, right? So if this was a telehealth visit, James, you're recording this call. As soon as you stop the recording, it goes to our application, it auto downloads it, uploads it to the cloud, Google Cloud bucket that we have. And from there, it retrieves it to TwelveLabs, using and merging those two powerful models, Marengo and Pegasus. Allows for not only transcription, but segmentation of the videos itself. So that provides for a really good analysis version, but also a very, very, very useful medical data, which is on the HIR.
Yes. And then the next steps feature also uses Pegasus through that transcript, as well as the quiz, of course, uses Pegasus to understand what questions to ask. And then the hint function on the quiz uses Marengo. And so it really all works together really well.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned a bit about response format, right? This is quite important, structure output.
Yeah.
And as you showed on the slide as well, the medical data in that format, right, need to be in that format so that it can be displayed on like other third-party application. Yeah, just curious from your experience, I tried to prompt Pegasus to get this output, right? How did it do? How did it do in terms of like correctness, accuracy, and any like room for improvement?
Yeah, so to make sure that the format was correct, again, we use those Pydantic models. Basically, it structures the data from the Python query itself. And so when we're sending out that response, it makes sure that it sends it back as an object, which we could then turn into this JSON format. To make sure that it's accurate, we use BERT scores. And so using those BERT scores, we can basically see the difference between the actual transcript, because we know the transcript is real and what the doctor said was correct. And we can use that BERT score to compare it against the medical data as well as the doctor's response that's summarized above here. And if the BERT score is really low, we know that it needs needs higher confidence in the data. And so it's probably not giving us the correct data. But if the BERT score is really high, which is what we usually see anyways, then it knows that the data is correct and it can show it to the user.
Yeah, to like specify, I think we had like 90% BERT scores through most of our responses. So our responses were actually correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that is because TwelveLabs is pulling directly from those video segments and directly from the transcript to generate those summaries and captions from Pegasus.
Great. Yeah, any question from the other group and the attendees?
Well, yeah, thank you so much then.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for having us and letting us demo our Doculabubu to you guys.
Great, awesome. All right, yeah, thank you guys for preparing the presentation and show it to the attendees as well. Yeah, if there's no further question from the audience, I think we can conclude the session over here. Recording the webinar should be available on YouTube by early next week, next Monday. So I'll be sure to share it via email for everyone so that you can follow up and promote it. Yeah, and again, like we run our webinar series on a weekly basis, and we have a lot more interesting session over the next couple of weeks on everything from similar hackathon projects like this to different partners going on talk about how they use TwelveLabs in production. So yeah, if you found this to be informative, we'd love to rejoin our session in the future. Yeah, so that's all I have. Thanks everyone for preparing materials today, and hope you have a good rest of your weekend.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Peace, guys. All right.
Sure.
Take care.
All right, thank you.